welcome to episode 094 of the Bit Beacon broadcast. It's August 19th, 2025. You can call me Kodax, and I'll be your host through this week's episode. It's been a busy week for me with Pokemon World Championships in Anaheim, so I haven't had much of a time to play much of anything, but I am eager to get back to Donkey Kong Bonanza, as well as check out the new update for Honkai Star Rail soon as I have some free time. I spent plenty of money at the Pokemon Center at the World Championships this past weekend, and I will talk about my haul in a little bit. My only new arrival this week, game-wise, is Bakaru for Nintendo Switch, specifically the convention-exclusive variant cover version of the game. This was originally released outside of Japan in September of last year, but digital only by Spike Chunsoft. But by some miracle, it received a physical release after the fact. I believe they were approached by a distributor, publisher, PM Studios about working with them to make a wide physical release. All the word of mouth surrounding the game is really, really good. It was developed by Japanese company Goodfeel, who was founded by former Konami staff responsible for the Mystical Ninja series, and Bakaru is a strong spiritual sequel to those games. It's as if they built an N64 game for today's hardware. The game also runs at a smooth 60 frames per second thanks to the game's uncapped frame rate on the original Nintendo Switch. So when I say smooth 60 FPS, that's only on Nintendo Switch 2. The game is a bit choppy on the original Nintendo Switch. So it's a great title to check out via backwards compatibility if you do have a Nintendo Switch 2. I had been eyeing the game for some time, but when Video Games Plus, the Canadian retailer that I often talk about, listed some leftovers of the convention-exclusive variant of the game, I had to jump on it. Only 450 copies exist worldwide of this convention-exclusive variant. The cover is very similar to the original Japanese cover of the game, as opposed to the more plain cover we received here in the West initially. Another game to be added to my ever-expanding want-to-play pile of my backlog. So what's going on? What's coming up? This weekend is part 2 of the Naughty Dog 40th anniversary event at Gallery Nucleus. So I will be there. Nucleus is bringing a totally new group of signing guests, or at least that's what we presume, since they haven't announced it yet. So I'll report back on that in the next episode. Really, I'm hoping more than anything that the other Naughty Dog co-founder, Jason Rubin, will be there, so keep your fingers crossed for me. After this Naughty Dog event, I officially have nothing on my docket event-wise until, mid-December when the Game Awards happen. So I'm kind of hoping things stay that way. I really need a break. I need to spend more time with my friends and family. I've been away a little too much lately. So this week's meat and potatoes is going to be all about the Pokemon World Championships. So it was held in Anaheim this year, the 2025 edition. It finally arrived. I've been ecstatic to be in attendance. I've been really, really looking forward to this. It's been 8 years since I last attended a Worlds, as it's often kind of abbreviated to. So I wanted to make the most of my time, because who knows when it will be in my own backyard again. I suppose I should start at the beginning. I picked up my badge on Thursday afternoon, and along with the badge, we received a commemorative lanyard and 2 booster packs of the Destined Rivals TCG set. Effectively the same goodies I got back when Worlds was here in 2017, except back then spectator badges were only $15 and not $100. On Friday, I had an appointment with a couple of my friends to head into the Pokemon Center, which was the largest ever pop-up store for Pokemon goods. The store took up nearly the entirety of Hall D and featured what has got to be nearly, if not more than 100 unique exclusive items available only at the event, in addition to the dozens and dozens of goods that are regularly available on the Pokemon Center website. Unfortunately, getting into the Pokemon Center itself was kind of a mess. There was little room outside for organization, so the 2 members had to do the best that they could to get people in at their appointment times, but there was a lot of pushing and shoving and confusion. It was not a great experience. It kind of got worse before it got better later in the weekend. Once inside the store, things were a lot more pleasant. The store was divided into a few areas themed around the sort of American graffiti kind of Happy Day sort of vibe they were going for this year. From the beach, the surf shack, the skate park, the drive-in, the record store, and diner. The exclusive merch was scattered all around the winding store, and I spent my fair share of USD to pick up some of it. I've got some of it handy here, so let's kind of do a describe and tell, I guess we'll call it. This might be a little clunky, so forgive me if I screw this up. So the first thing I reached into my bag here is a postcard set for Worlds 2025, and all the merchandise at the store that's exclusive has a special Pokemon World Championships 2025 exclusive kind of logo pasted onto the packaging here. So this one comes with a set of 8 postcards. It features the key art and several of the artwork that was like kind of custom commissioned for the 2 sort of themed lines. Like I said, there's this sort of Happy Days-esque line that's like the main sort of event art, but there was also this subset which they called the Rockabilly line, which primarily features Pikachu, Arcanine, and Squawkabilly, hence the Rockabilly. So yeah, we kind of got all the key artwork on the postcards here. So I'm a big fan of collecting artwork, so I felt this was a good way to get some of that in sort of a physical form. I also got the key art poster, which I don't have handy because it's 18 by 24 and it's already in my portfolio. But that was something I absolutely had to have. If I could only get like 3 or 4 things, that would be on there no matter what. But I got way more than 3 or 4 things. Okay, I guess we're jumping into some pins now. I got the main Pikachu pin for the event. And I got the lanyard and pin set. Also kind of sort of the Happy Days sort of vibe theme going on with this particular merch piece. It also comes with a different kind of Pikachu pin, a World Championships 2025 pin, and a nice lanyard. I'll probably use this, like during Comic-Con or something like that next year. Okay, I got the Rockabilly Pikachu hat, and this is a pretty cool, it's like not a dad cap, kind of a baseball cap, but not like a flat brim. It's got sort of the curved brim, and it's got the Rockabilly Pikachu on it. And it has this cool like yellow kind of cord that goes across the top of the brim, not the edge of the brim, but where the brim meets the actual cap portion. And so I don't know, it's a little stylish, maybe a little too much for me, but I'm gonna try to pull it off anyways. All right, the next piece of merch I have here is actually an empty box because I have the bottle at work. I'm using it as my kind of daily water bottle. I got the event-themed water bottle, another exclusive. It's got the key artwork plastered on it, and then on the back side it says Pokemon World Championships 2025. It's a great bottle, insulated. It's got like a nice wooden cap that I really like and a handle on it. It's going to replace the bottle I've been using for the last couple of years. That only does like 12 ounces. This one I think does about 17 ounces. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with this water bottle. I think this was 25 bucks, which is a little expensive, but not, overpriced. One thing I will say is most of the merchandise was reasonably priced. Like t-shirts were 25 bucks. You go to a lot of places now and like an event t-shirt is like $35. So it's not to say that everything was cheap at the Pokemon World Championships Pokemon Center store, but I was impressed that they didn't totally try to gouge us. Okay, I've got another empty box here. This is the Pokemon World Championships 2025 figure. So this is a Pikachu figure, and he's standing next to like a sort of a neon street sign, kind of again has that sort of 1950s vibe. Pikachu's wearing his varsity Letterman jacket, and the sign is really cool. This is a pretty small figure, only about, I don't know, 10, not even 10 inches, probably 8 inches from the top of the sign to the bottom of the base. I put this with I have a small figure collection, and I don't know, I really love this figure. Perfect way to commemorate the event with something tangible. Not really a useful item. I do try to make a lot of my merch purchases these days useful. Obviously my pins and this aren't really useful, nor is the artwork. Speaking of useful items, I did pick up the Anaheim World Championships card binder. This is a really nice binder with the key art of the event on one side, the Pikachu wearing the varsity on the other side. And this is kind of that faux, kind of leathery fabric. On the exterior, it's a zip binder. It holds a total of 360 cards. I'm really glad I was able to pick this one up. I think it ran out on Sunday. And yeah, I think I'm going to transfer the majority of my Pikachu and promo card collection over to this binder so it's a little more secure with the zippers. I really, really love it. It's hard. Anaheim, I've spent a lot of my life in Anaheim. It's, kind of a hometown for me in a lot of ways, maybe in more ways than I'm letting on. So yeah, it's hard for me to pass up any of this Anaheim branded merchandise. Okay, I also got 2 Elite Trainer boxes. So the first Elite Trainer box I got was a Black Bolt Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box. So these Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are normally an online exclusive, but they did bring a lot of them to the event, I should say. These Black Bolt and White, oh gosh, what's the other one? White Flare. Those Elite Trainer boxes were only able to be obtained via lottery. You had to enter a drawing for it in advance of the event, and if you were selected, you basically got a special QR code that would let you pick one up at the Pokemon Center store in person in Anaheim. The other Elite Trainer box I got is the Destined Rivals Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, also an online exclusive, just like all the Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes are. And this one, they just happened to randomly be selling them on Saturday when I went in for another appointment that I had. So this one was pretty cool to get. I was able to secure one of these normally when it first came out via the website, but they're so hard to get, they only let you have one, so it's cool to have another one. I like to keep these sealed, sort of an investment piece. In 10 years, Lord knows how much this darn thing is going to be worth. Okay, so now we're getting to the big ticket items. And these were really, the clothing items for me is where I spent the most of my money. I got the event t-shirt, which I don't have here handy with me. Yellow, kind of a nice, not like a bright yellow, but sort of a more subdued, darker yellow. And it's got like a Pikachu on it and a brown collar. For some reason, the collar is really wide, almost like a woman's collar shirt would be, but not quite. It's kind of weird. I don't really understand why they made the collar that way, because it's just advertised as being the adult event shirt, so just kind of a peculiar one. But this first clothing item that I got here, I can't decide if it's my favorite or my second favorite of the 2 pieces I got, but it is a really, really nice Anaheim jersey. On the front, it's got Pokemon and this nice cursive font. It's got this sweet Pikachu patch on the upper chest area. It's got a P patch for Pikachu, and the circle in the middle of the P is a little Pikachu head, so it's cute there. And then on the other arm, it's got the patch for the Pokemon World Championships, and then on the back, it's embroidered with Anaheim and 25. It's just really freaking classy, kind of subtle in a lot of ways. It's not like in your face that this is like, I'm a freaking weeaboo. It's just sort of a subtle hey, I like Pokemon. Anyways, I really love this. It's so soft on the inside. The fabric is just really nice. I think it's easily the best clothing item they did. And they did a lot of really, really cool clothing items this past weekend. Okay, the second premium clothing item I got was this black denim jacket. It's kind of like a faded black. It's not like pitch black. This is part of the Rockabilly line. On the front, it's got these red buttons that are Pokeball shaped. On the inside, it has this sort of rose petal lining around the neck area. The rest of the jacket is not lined with anything on the inside. And on the front upper chest area, it's got, 2 pockets there. It's got spots to put your hands into. It's got this cool Pikachu Rockabilly patch that says 2025. It's got a patch on the other arm with Arcanine and says Anaheim. And then on the back, it has the sort of rockabilly key artwork with Arcanine, Pikachu, and Squawkabilly. This is the one part that I don't love about it. It's clearly just screen printed on the back of the shirt rather than it being like a proper patch. I kind of almost wish they didn't put like anything on it. If they were going to screen print it, it would have just been better to leave the back blank, in my opinion. But it's still a really nice piece. I do like denim jackets. I have a regular blue one, so adding a black one into my collection now. So yeah, hopefully I actually wear this thing and don't just let it sit there and save it for special events only. I of course got the official Pikachu plush for the event. It's always one of the most sought after items. Thankfully, the store was very well stocked this year. I think I saw it every single day of the event except for Sunday. I don't think they had Pikachu on Sunday, or if they did, they didn't have very many. That one's at work with the rest of my event Pikachu plush. I did receive kind of a cool promo item on my way out of the store. If you won one of the lottery drawings, they also gave you an extra gift, and it was a school style pennant. It's got the Pikachu in the varsity jacket, and it says Anaheim. Really classy looking. I love the colors, the orange and the blue and the white. It's super simple, super classy. This is the kind of thing that one day when I have my man cave or whatever, I'm definitely gonna hang this up. I ended up getting a couple of these because I did go through the line a few times, and on the last day, they were just giving them to everybody. But I really, really dig the pennant. After I visited the Pokemon Center on Friday, I dropped off all my merch. I spent north of $600 that day. Not just things for me, but things for some friends and family as well. And after dropping everything off, I made my way back to the show floor, which was split between 3 halls. Hall A housed all of the partners like Nintendo, Niantic, other mobile games, and card shops. Hall B was where all the competitors battled it out to try and make their way to the finals arena stage on Sunday, and also where the main stage hosted exciting matches and the opening ceremonies, which I sadly missed because of my Pokemon Center reservation. Hall C housed the autograph area, workshops, museums, art gallery, Toyota Project Maridon display, and the pin and card trading area. As a spectator, I spent most of my time in Halls A and C. At first, I focused on knocking out most of the activities for spectators, including the pin rally, which had me running around the convention center, taking part in different short activities to get an exclusive pin. The last 2 pins, however, had to be traded for, one that staff members had, and the others that creators such as various YouTubers and the like had. What sounded like kind of a chore at first was ultimately a pretty enjoyable experience, and I really liked the interactive element with the staff and the creators. Partway through my pin rally, though, I went off to attend my appointment to play Pokemon Legends ZA. After about a 30-minute wait, not too dissimilar from a doctor's appointment, I got to go hands-on with 2 unique demos for the game. Keep in mind, this was the very first time that this game has been playable anywhere by the public, so it was exciting to finally be amongst the first to check it out. The first demo gives players 10 minutes to run through some alleyways in Lumio City, facing off against trainers. Doesn't really sound all that exciting on its own, but keep in mind this is the first time that Pokemon battles occur in real time. And this is like an over-the-shoulder perspective kind of game where you actually have a full, ginormous city. In the original Gen 6 games, Lumio City, you could see it all in about 10 minutes. A whole entire game is now going to take place in Lumio City with Pokemon Legends ZA. And so, they've really gone through the effort of adding a lot of detail, and it really shows. I was like blown away by the scale of things. So the experience served as kind of a good taste for what was to come in the second demo. With battles now in real time, trainers can move around the battle area in real time too, and your Pokemon follow you, which allows you to have more control over your Pokemon being able to dodge and move out of the way of your opponent's attacks. It really feels like the anime has sort of come to life, like when Ash is like, Pikachu, dodge, like you can kind of actually do that now. Your Pokemon's move no longer have PP, but instead have varying cooldowns before you can use it again, which encourages to use your moves in a strategic manner. But you gotta think fast, and you can't just sit on the menu considering your next option because it's real time. It's worth noting that this real-time format is not a permanent change for the main series games, but instead a new playstyle for the Legends games. The second demo pairs you with a Lucario, who can Mega Evolve as you battle a rogue Mega Absol, who has somehow Mega Evolved without the assistance of a trainer and a Mega Stone. This is the impetus for the game's story. What is happening to all these Pokemon to make them Mega Evolve on their own? This battle with Mega Absol was actually pretty challenging. In some ways it was similar to the boss battles from Legends Arceus, but also felt like its own thing too. Both trainer and Pokemon can sustain damage, and potions have cooldowns, so you can't use more than one within a given time frame. When you are issuing commands to Lucario as the trainer, you want to go around and collect the kind of crystallized Mega Energy that Absol is dropping on the ground. After you collect enough, you can then Mega Evolve Lucario. Once Mega Evolved, the meter starts to run out, but you can extend the time that Lucario is Mega Evolved by continuing to gather that crystallized energy that Absol drops as you're issuing commands to Lucario. You can't just spam attacks against Absol. You actually have to watch out for its different attacks and understand when it's time to temporarily retreat by pulling your Pokemon back with you, or recalling it temporarily while Absol uses its large area of effect attacks. If you recall Mega Lucario into its Pokeball during this attack, the Mega Energy stops draining until it exits the ball, so even having no Pokemon on the field is a form of strategy in this game. The demo ends with Absol being defeated and ultimately joining your team. My anticipation for this game was already off the charts, but now the wait for its October release date is going to be even more challenging. I really can't wait. During the event, I was able to attend one of the TCG artist autograph session, thanks to one of my friends who won an entry and was allowed to bring a +1. The artist in question is Sabateri, who has only recently begun illustrating cards in the TCG for the last couple of years, but has quickly risen to the top of many fans' favorite artists. Sadly, +1s aren't allowed to receive the signed poster with their artwork on it, but it was still nice to be able to drop in and say hello and get a photo. I also was able to take part in the Pokemon Go scavenger hunt, which had players completing 12 different tasks in-game and then checking in at the Pokemon Go side events booth for some physical rewards, such as a really nice water bottle featuring the logo of one of the 3 Pokemon Go teams. It's actually the same exact brand of water bottle of the one I purchased at the Pokemon Center store, so the quality is really nice. It's a $25 value, effectively. The in-game tasks range from catching Pokemon, sending gifts, partaking in Great League battles, powering up Pokemon, doing raids, spinning specific Pokestops around the Convention Center grounds. The in-game rewards offered a unique t-shirt avatar item for your player character, which was similar to one of the shirts sold in the Pokemon Center, the one I was talking about with the weird kind of neckline. On Sunday, I was able to watch a special demonstration by the engineers at Toyota who worked on the life-size Miraidon project, which recreated a 1-to-1 scale electronic version of Miraidon from Pokemon Violet. Here, engineers changed Miraidon from his drive mode to his standing position. It was really cool to watch them work for about 15 minutes or so to swap out the various parts and shift components around. Afterwards, I got to meet with the engineering team, ask some questions, and even get a photo with all of them. It was a really great highlight of the show for me personally. For the rest of my Sunday, I spent it in the arena watching the competitors in Unite, Go, TCGs, and Scarlet and Violet duke it out for glory. At the end of the night, the closing ceremonies began with 2 musical performances in the arena. In recent years, Pokemon has been commissioning special songs for each year's Worlds, and these 2 pieces were part of that performance, which even included a full orchestra. While I enjoyed the original music, would it kill them to tap into the rich history of the games and back catalog of music to have some of those pieces performed too? I wish they would bring back the Symphonic Evolutions tour and, go around the country again. After the music concluded, the Pokemon Company president, Ishihara-san, arrived on the stage to make various announcements regarding Pokemon games on mobile and console. The first announcement was that a special Pokemon Go event would be taking place right after the closing ceremonies ended, where attendees would be the world's first players to go head-to-head with Eternatus and special 100-person Dynamax raids, and also be able to catch one from a limited-timed research task exclusive to the Convention Center area. The next announcements were for TCG Pocket and the regular trading card game, which showcased new Mega Evolution cards coming to the respective games. They then announced a new 4-player battle mode for Pokemon Legends ZA, known as the ZA Battle Club. It looks like a fun, optional mode that's really chaotic, but ultimately something that's, just for fun and won't have really any bearing over the main game. As for the last game-related announcement, they said that starting with next year's Worlds, Pokemon Champions will be the game where competitive VGC matches are played, which will allow for greater animations in Pokemon and their abilities, and will make for a more exciting viewing experience for spectators. I've talked about Pokemon Champions before. Basically, it's like a version of Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Battle Revolution, where you'll be able to synchronize your games and your Pokemon home save files, import your Pokemon, and kind of battle on the big screen in a more simplistic game that's just focused on battles and doesn't have any of the other stuff, so they can really level up the animations and everything, all the effects, to really make the Pokemon battles themselves shine. The Pokemon Company had one more announcement up its sleeves regarding next year's Pokemon World Championships: the formation of a new experience built around the World Championships called Pokemon XP. Pokemon XP is essentially an evolution of the spectator experience at this year's Worlds, but promises to be bigger and better. The event will be held at the Moscone Center in San Francisco, with the finals taking place in Chase Center, the same arena where the Golden State Warriors play, which seats a whopping 18,000 people. Tickets for Pokemon XP go on sale very soon on September 15th, and it will be first come first serve, no more interest list, which I fear might backfire on them with all the traffic on the website, but we'll have to see how it goes. Tickets start at $120 without the arena experience, and $150 with the arena experience. After early bird ticket sales finish, prices increase to $150 and $180 respectively. With a 20 to 80% markup over this year's tickets, I sure hope they plan on providing more value for attendees. Not that this year didn't have value, but with the price going up so much over there, I hope it is a really, truly significantly level up experience. Do I plan on attending? You bet your keister I do. End transmission.